Hello, everyone, and a warm welcome to our monthly energy, astrology, and intuition call. Thank you for zooming in person or for watching this later on YouTube. We are all connected in this timeless moment of now. I'm so happy you're here because together we're going to swim into the watery energies of Pisces, which will show up on the planet next week, Monday, February 19th. On our call tonight, we will focus on the mystery of Pisces and consider how Pisces becomes the great unlabeler and why that might be helpful to us during these mysterious and challenging times when many things we've taken for granted are starting to shift and we find ourselves in uncharted waters. Discussing, and reviewing the Piscean energies provide a way to prepare us for them so we can embrace them when they show up in our lives. Pisces is a wonderfully internally focused sign. So we're going to use these energies to exercise our own intuition by sharing a tarot reading around the idea of using the Piscean energies to help us get rid of old and outdated labels. My name is Mary Beth Wollenschlager, and I am the founder of Love Your Life in Sync. At Love Your Life in Sync, our desire is to provide you with the tools to connect you with your heart and also to help you better understand what your heart is capable of doing. Our heart harmonizing tools help you manage stress and make choices that align with your passions. We also offer astrology classes and readings to guide you in your self-awareness journey. Life is a journey, and we're all trying to become more self-aware. By working with your heart, you can learn to live a life that you truly love. Astrology helps us in this process by providing insights into the patterns we can witness in both nature and the sky, and how these patterns influence life on planet Earth. I like to think of astrology as a way to stay in tune with the seasons. Before we begin our presentation tonight, I'll be the guest speaker for Holistic Arts. This is a once a month Monday night, 7 p.m. Zoom call. That's a free call. And the talk is going to be entitled The Solar Eclipse, a Shadowy Reset, because we'll be coming up on the solar eclipse soon. So you can find the link by just searching for Jessie Witcher on Holistic Arts on Facebook, or if you're having trouble finding it, you can email me and I'll send you the link. No registration is required, and I will include it in my next newsletter when this video is posted. So now let's start tonight's presentation by warming up our hearts with a heart harmonizing practice to both ground and access the wisdom of our hearts. Our hearts are powerful, individually and collectively. As we go through this heart harmonizing exercise, imagine that your core, the center of your being, imagine it as a tree trunk, and visualize your tree trunk traveling down through the chair you're sitting in, right through the floor beneath your chair, continuing through all levels of your home, through the basement, right through to the earth, and then traveling, down, down, down until your roots reach the center of the earth. See, feel, hear, or simply know that you have clicked in or secured your roots to the core of Mother Earth. Now play with this grounding cord for just a moment and imagine it is tightening, and then loosen it until you get just the right amount of connection that allows you to feel stabilized and grounded. Release anything you no longer need down this grounding cord for Mother Earth to transmute. old energies, emotions, thoughts, concerns. You don't even have to identify exactly what you're releasing. Simply intend to let go what is no longer serving you. Let's take a few breaths here and intend to stay grounded without having to focus on this visual image. Just make the intention that you're going to stay grounded throughout this call to help you bring what you need to focus on, what any messages or anything that will help you and energize you and give you that zest for life, give you that joie de jour, joy. I think that's how you pronounce that French word, that love of life. And now, if you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes to minimize any distractions and put your hand on your heart if that feels good. And we'll focus our attention in the area of the heart, imagining the breath is flowing in and out of the heart as we breathe a little slower and a little deeper, finding an easy, comfortable rhythm with equal inhales and exhales. And think of something that makes you smile. Maybe go to your happy place where you have no responsibilities, a place you love. Maybe it's by the ocean or some body of water. Pisces is a water sign. So let's embrace those watery energies and just take a little mini break from the day to re-energize, soothe the nervous system, focusing on the heart, breathing in and out of the heart. If there's a particular heart quality you'd like to call in, try and feel that quality. Pisces is really big on creativity and imagination. So maybe you'd like to bring in the quality of enhanced imagination tonight. Let your body feel imagination. Let your whole body feel like you're an imaginative being and you can create whatever you want. Imagination is a powerful tool. And let's send out the power of imagination to create new solutions for our country, for our planet. There's lots of challenges right now, but there's also lots of energy supporting us to come up with new solutions. So as we picture ourselves imaginative and creative, let's picture the whole world, every being on this planet, accessing their intuition, accessing their heart's wisdom, and coming up with new solutions to work for the greater good. Pisces is about the greater good. Pisces is an all-encompassing sign. So let's spread some imagination love. You can send it to family members or friends, loved ones, co-workers, even political leaders, or those in the government, or those trying to bring about change, or those trying to bring about peace. You can send it to a particular area of the world that might need some creative solutions to perhaps bring about more peace. Or just share it with your neighborhood, radiating out the creative quality of imagination. And now let's zoom our imagination back into our Zoom room here. And we'll go on a little Piscean adventure into the world of Pisces. So here's some key Pisces words, and unlimited just is, well, it's a big word. And Pisces is the last sign of the astrological year. And if you think of the 12 astrological signs, they always go in the same order. And you can think of them as the hero's journey. And we're about to start anew with Aries after Pisces. But when we get to Pisces, if you think of the hero's journey, it's like a spiral. So it's not that we're coming back to where we started. We're coming back to where we started, but we're spiraling up. We're constantly moving up in our consciousness and evolving. So by the time we reach Pisces, we're about to up level and begin again. And we've learned something that will help us, hopefully help us move forward and grow. So Pisces is about looking back at that journey of all 12 signs, looking at the big picture of things, like certain signs, the sign opposite Pisces is Virgo. And Virgo is more about the details. But when we get to Pisces, Pisces wants to take it all in. So Pisces, being a water sign, is definitely connected with the ocean. The ocean is, it feels like it's almost unlimited, and there's so much we don't even know about the ocean, what lives in the ocean and what grows in the ocean. And Pisces can be associated with that dreamy quality and escapism. And there's healthy forms of escapism, and then there's overdoing it, perhaps with addictions. But a little healthy escape can be good, to take a break from life when life gets to be too intense or too real, too troubling. It's good to take a little break. Pisces is the love, peace, and harmony sign. Just sort of, which it follows Aquarius, but Aquarius was more scientific and intellectual. And Pisces is going to let go of that. Pisces is willing to not know. Pisces is willing to embrace the mystery. So Pisces is a yin sign, meaning it's an internal sign. It's it's passive and receptive. So it's a sign associated with being very sensitive and intuitive. Pisces is a compassionate sign. You can connect it with that unconditional love, which as humans, we really can't, our conscious minds find that very challenging to wrap around unconditional love. So Pisces, again, has that bigger picture about it. And Pisces, anybody, if you know any Pisceans, they might have what we call the sixth sense, great intuition. And as I was saying earlier about completing the hero's journey and up-leveling, ready to begin again and learning something new, maybe what we've learned is the power of forgiveness. And maybe we've learned to see that forgiveness is not something we give to someone else, but we see the power of forgiveness as a gift we give ourselves. When we hang on to old resentments, and when we think we can't forgive, it's been said that is like drinking poison and expecting somebody else to die. The resentment and the anger can be a poison in our system. Learning how to surrender and forgive is something the Piscean energies want to help us learn. That's why these energies are less likely than perhaps any of the other astrological signs to deem or label a thing, much less a person, as good or bad. Pisces knows there's more to the story that we can even know. Pisces knows the ocean is so deep and we don't know what's in that ocean. Pisces is okay with not knowing. Pisces believes and understands that there is a bigger picture. Again, this is something our conscious mind may resist. And our conscious mind wants to know. But Pisces is much more willing not to know and not to categorize or label. We just don't have the whole story. And it only limits us if we speculate or assume we know. Some things just can't be known. And our friend Albert Einstein said this about imagination. He said it's more important than knowledge. Isn't that interesting? Knowledge is limited, but imagination encircles the world. So there's that bigger picture. And good old Al, he had a lot of Pisces in his chart. So he's a good example of the Piscean energies. And we know what genius he was and how ahead of his time he was too. So here's some other Piscean professions: the people that make movies, the people that write fantasies, photographers. Now, an interesting thing about Pisces is the planet that is the modern ruler of Pisces is Neptune. And when Neptune was discovered sometime in the late 1800s, I think, it was around the same time that we started to make movies and photography took a advanced. So it's just so interesting that those things correlate. So poets are associated with Pisces, as well as the healer and the artist. And, an interesting thing, if you look at what do all these things have in common, these types of professions, well, they deal with things that are intangible rather than concrete things that you can touch. So again, it's that sort of energy of it's like an unlimited energy. It's like what can you dream of? What can you create? What can you imagine? And the colors associated with Pisces, those are lavender and sea green, the ocean blues, as well as silver. So if you want to get in touch with your Pisces side, because we all have Pisces in our chart, remember, you may not have the sun in Pisces, but you have it somewhere in your chart because you have all 12 astrological signs in your chart. But if you want to embody the Pisces energies, find some creative, imaginative ways to bring some of these colors into your life during Pisces season, which the Pisces energies are coming in on Monday, February 19th. So you could wear these colors. I think it's just really fun to find a picture that maybe seems Piscean to you. After this call, you'll have an idea of what kind of pictures might be Piscean, but either these colors or finding a picture and using that as your home screen on your phone for the month. Just kind of like just a little acknowledgement of Pisces and a way to bring Pisces in. You can also decorate with these colors, burn candles, or find some other way. Maybe draw pictures with these colors. Maybe tap into your inner child and have some fun. Be an artist and use these colors. The part of the body that Pisces rules, Pisces being the last sign, you can almost figure things out because they pretty much go in order. Aries rules the head, and if Pisces is Aries being the first sign, and if Pisces is the last sign, of course it's going to rule the feet. And what is interesting about the feet that I learned just recently was we have something called an earth chakra, and it's in the soles of our feet. This is a spot, it's sort of right in the center of the foot, right around the ball of the foot and maybe a little bit below as well. And if you've ever taken Tai Chi, they call this spot the bubbling springs spot, which I think is such a poetic name. The Chinese medicine, everything has a very colorful and imaginative and descriptive name rather than just like a scientific name, but something that describes it. So this bubbling spring. So the earth chakra. So as we did that grounding exercise, something you could add to that is feeling your feet on the floor and just imagining that earth chakra sort of opening up and allowing more of the energies of Mother Earth to flow up inside of you. That's a creative thing to do. I also love that this Pisces ruling the feet, so they rule the soul of our feet, right? And Pisces is a soulful sign. I think Pisces is connected with our soul, that bigger picture that knows that as humans we can't know everything, and our soul has so much wisdom. Our soul knows way more than we can know as a human. So some things to do during Pisces season: spend time near or in the water, even if it means taking a long shower or a nice soak in the tub, or if you can walk near the water or visit a body of water you love. Maybe it's the ocean, maybe it's Niagara Falls or a river or a lake. You can also escape, get lost in a good book or a movie, and try your hand at writing some poetry, using your imagination, or read poetry and get inspired. But take a little reality break, because that can refresh us and help us be more creative and less of a labeler. So now that we've learned a little bit more about the Piscean energies, this receptive energy, the big picture alignment, the dreamy and imaginative sign that Albert Einstein reinforced the power of imagination as being more important than knowledge. Perhaps because when we think we know something and we're able to define it, it also means we're limiting it, whether that's an idea, a concept, or a person. So let's keep these Piscean energies in mind as we get ready to work on our intuition by flexing that muscle with a tarot reading practice. So, just a quick review to prepare to access our intuition for guidance. There's a couple of things that I find really helpful. And we're just going to set the stage by reconnecting with that grounding core that we were just talking about. Maybe feeling your feet on the floor and accessing that earth chakra, allowing the energies of earth to come in and make sure you're feeling grounded. And then connect to your heart. Again, breathing in and out of the heart, a little slower, a little deeper, just taking a few breaths here, thinking of something that makes us smile, relaxing, feeling the smile, and accessing our heart's wisdom. And then one more thing we want to do as we prepare to do this tarot reading is to remember to trust ourselves. Try not to overthink things, but trust that what you are seeing or hearing, feeling, or just knowing is right for you, and it's a message for you. So we'll take a look at the cards and you can just notice what you see. You can ask yourself, where's my attention drawn to in this moment? How are these details, the details I'm noticing in the picture, How do they relate to the question at hand? Give yourself a little time and space to let the answers be revealed to you. Maybe some insights will come to you in your dreams tonight or even a few days from now when you least expect it. Don't worry if you're not familiar with tarot. It's all about interpreting images and finding that personal meaning within. There are no wrong answers here, so you can just relax and have fun and let the mystery unfold. By keeping an open mind, you can tune into your own intuition and receive the message that's just right for you. Using this approach, tarot becomes a deeply personal experience, one that offers great wisdom to all who participate. During the live reading, those who wish to may share their unique insights, which often will inspire someone else to see something that maybe they would have missed before. It's a powerful way to stretch your intuitive muscle and connect with a community of like-minded individuals. So now, let's start to focus on our first question as I begin to shuffle the cards. So our first question is, where have I been holding on to outdated self-labels that are now ready to fade away? So in other words, what labels have I been giving myself that I'm ready to let go of? Ready to rip off that label. And I'm gonna shuffle the cards, and I have a new system. I think it's going to work really well. So even if you don't have the tarot card, I have a quick way to access the cards now. I took pictures of all of them and they're on my computer. So we're going to pause and let the people on the card or people on the call work with these questions, and then we'll pop these cards right into this slide so that if you're watching this later on YouTube, you'll be able to see the card in a minute. So, okay, that first question, where have I been holding on to outdated self-labels that are now ready to fade away? And we got the 8 of Cups. And now we'll go to the next question. In what areas am I still clinging to outdated labels for others that I am now ready to let go? So now, who or what have I been labeling that I'm ready to let go? Shuffle. And we got the 2 of Pentacles reversed. So at this point, I'm going to pause the recording. And those that are on the call live, we'll take a look at the cards together, see what we see, hear what we hear, see what message we get, and then we'll come back in a moment and share with you. Okay, so we're back with part 2. We've taken a look at the cards and we've inserted the cards in here. So where have I been holding on to outdated self-labels that are now ready to fade away? And we got the 8 of Cups. So what we said about this card, fascinating. Up in that corner, we see the moon covering the sun, which is a symbol for the solar eclipse, which we'll be having in less than 2 months. And the solar eclipse represents a time when our source light is blacked out, the source of our energy is blocked, and it's a reset. We also said that we saw someone walking away, leaving, and it looks like they're headed for a climb. And the 8 of Cups represents our emotions. So we said maybe our emotions are holding us back. And maybe what we've been hanging on to, maybe the emotions aren't serving us anymore. So we're going to walk away from some of the things we've been hanging on to too long, especially things like resentment. And with it being a solar eclipse, this idea that maybe there's some things about myself, some emotions, some self-judgment that I'm ready to release so that I can restart. And then Deb, if you would like to, you're welcome to unmute and share a little bit about what you were saying about the sound healing you experienced and how you don't have to go into personal stuff, but if you wanted to share a little bit about the emotions and what came up for you with the sound healing.
Well, it was a release that took place at my sacrum during the sound healing, and that had me reflect, look more deeply as to why and what emotions might be connected to that region. And then your talk is bringing me deeper into this same field of questioning.
Okay, thank you. So you're seeing some emotions that might be stuck in your body that you're ready to
Mm-hmm. Yes.
take another look at. And that's
Yes.
kind of like, so that's like a new beginning. Again, we see that solar eclipse, the symbolism for the solar eclipse. So this question not only says, you know, is showing you some emotions you're hanging on to, but also the benefit of letting go of those outdated self labels might be a new start. So thank you for that. Thank you. Let's take a look at the second question. So, in what areas am I still clinging to outdated labels for others that are now ready to be let go? So, this one was a tough one. And what we said about this one, we noticed that, well, first of all, it's upside down, and this is the juggler. And we thought it would be almost nearly impossible to juggle upside down. So we said that this card was about balancing, and the pentacles represent the physical, the 3D, the reality. They can represent money, tangible items, stuff that you can touch. And then we've got the infinity symbol here. So there's this idea in life that we're always balancing. We're always juggling different things. And then if we put this question to it, what areas am I still clinging to outdated labels for others? And we realize that this is a question maybe we don't even think about. Like, am I labeling others? Am I putting a box around people? Am I expecting them always to respond the same way? And so this card showed how difficult it might be once we've labeled someone to change our opinion of them. And we said it might be especially true for like our political leaders, to be open-minded, to think that maybe they could change. And this could be true because it's just for others. So it's anyone other than ourselves. So it could be somebody close to us or somebody we don't know personally, but somebody that affects us, like we said, like our political leaders. So we thought maybe that this card indicated that it really is difficult to let go of labels, because someone said, if the card was upright, it would look like that this juggler was juggling successfully and he was getting the job done. But with it being upside down, it would be almost impossible to juggle upside down. So we said that it's really difficult to let go of once we've labeled someone. But we also said that at times we are surprised, and we realize, like, we think someone's always going to act a certain way, and then they surprise us and they act in a new way. And that's what Pisces wants us to do. Pisces wants us to keep in mind the bigger picture. Pisces wants us to keep in mind that we can't know everything about someone. So to answer this question, in what areas, it's like, it's in the real world, it's a pentacle, so it's the 3D world. So this has to do with maybe appearances. When I'm clinging to a label, I might be judging somebody based on their appearance. And the card just indicates how challenging it is to change our opinions of people, but it also might be inviting us to realize that we we all have these multiple sides, and that labeling someone is so limiting. And we Pisces says we don't know what we don't know. We can't know what we don't know. So this is, I think this card is saying, turn some of your ideas on about other people on their head. Turn your ideas upside down and be willing to possibly consider that maybe you are even labeling somebody. Maybe you don't even realize you're labeling somebody. So these were definitely like food for thought questions this month. So I invite you to give them some more thought and maybe have another look at this on the replay. So with that, we're gonna wrap up here, and here's a quote that I like. This is again this Piscean idea. We don't know what we don't know. We don't know everything. We want to keep in mind the big picture. So everything works out in the end. And if it didn't, it's because it hasn't come to an end yet. So that's our call for tonight. I will be the guest speaker on Monday, March 11th, on the Holistic Arts presentation. The title of the talk will be The Solar Eclipse, A Shadowy Reset. And you can find that link on Facebook or email me. And I'll also include the link in my newsletter when I send out that this video has been posted. Next month, our call will be on Wednesday, March 20th. We'll be into the spring season, and we'll be starting the new cycle with Aries, the I am energy. So thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure to be with you tonight, and I hope to connect with you soon.